Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your June into July general forecast. I am psychic medium clairvoyant Amy Burgoyne, and I am here to read for you today so that you can get the most out of the energies that are available to you at this time. Whenever you listen to this reading, is going to be the right time for you. So if you're coming about this several months after I post this, energy works differently for everyone because we're all located on a different part of the Earth's plane. You're on a different location of one of the energetic grids. You are where you're at because of karma, because other people are puzzle pieces, and see how deep it all gets. So whenever you listen to this, it is the timing that's right for you if you come across it, I hope. But also, if this doesn't make sense for you, I encourage you to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs too. And if you're not familiar with how to find those, please visit the coolest astrologer, Molly McCord. She will assist you with that. And if you're looking to get a free astrological chart, you can go to astrolabe.com. It is very important that you know your time of birth because it really does hone in that much for you. So, without further ado, let's get started with your reading. Today, I am using the Spirit of the Wheel, and I'm also using the Fortune Teller cards. Both of these I picked up in Salem. I'll link right here on the video for you, so click over and grab some. They're really great cards to use together. So the first card that I have for you today, Gemini, is Clarity, Breakthrough, Inner Vision, and Truth. My whole body is inundated with goosebumps, and that just means to me that that's huge validation for a few of you out there that are going to listen to this. I have very, very clear acknowledgement from ancestors on the other side that you are stepping into the next version of yourself here on this planet Earth at this time. I have a lot of male energy coming in, and for me, Taurus does represent that masculine energy because it seems to be very grounded. But I really feel like you might want to embrace that inner Taurian energy, that bull energy, because you need to get firmly grounded and planted for what is ahead of you at this time. I feel like each day is going to be new, and each day could be very different. And I feel like most of you are pulling out of a time where there's been, I'm going to use the word upheaval, because that can come on many different ways, many different avenues for each of us. But with these things that have been tussled around, it's made you understand that you can think quick and to trust your intuition. There are a lot of things that are happening within your regular life that if you're not taking notice of, you might want to just acknowledge that. You're in a very fast-paced cyclone cycle energy. And for a lot of us, there's always opportunity to come out and to become more of a spiritual being here on this earth. But I feel like for most of you, if you haven't already, there could be a huge jolt of energy that affects you in many different ways. And just to validate that, with this card of clarity that's been pulled here, the Spirit Path of the East, Breakthrough, Inner Vision, Truth. We also have the beautiful feathers that are represented in here. Lots of meaning behind those, but also take a look at the crow. We have the number 32, so March 2nd, it could be some of you are turning 32. Whatever the significance of those numbers may or may not be. It could be something coming up in the future, so take it with you. But we have the crow, and that in itself is medicine, and that is change, that's transformation. That's emotional and spiritual change and intelligence that's being given to you. This insight from the other side. If you stop babbling and listen, it's going to help you obtain the information from spirit and the guidance that's needed to adapt in your situation. So crow symbolizes the messages coming from earth plane to spirit. I also have a lot of different Taurus energies coming in here. I do have some of you that have a connection with a child that could be, they're giving me the word disengaged. And just know that spirit is on your side. But it may take a while to mend things. And we want to look at the larger picture of what this means. This means that there's a lot of karmic clearing. There's a lot of timelines adjusting. I have some of you that may have someone who is getting ready to pass or in the final stages of life, and know that when that transition happens, it's going to shift energy significantly. It's going to allow to go from adaptation into a storyline that you begin to create. You begin to be empowered every day. So the first thing I want to say, I have got peppermint oil running through from the very beginning, and I'm always double checking to make sure, but it's coming up again. So peppermint oil is going to be really, really great for you as well at this part of your journey. I do feel that there's somebody that's being drawn to the water, and it feels like it's very warm. So some of you Taurus energies may be guided to go towards the water. I'm also seeing, they're being very descriptive, but I'm also seeing as you're on the beach, as you're in the water, it's a very beautiful glow that's happening. And in the distance, you can see a ship coming in. There's a good feeling coming with this ship. It feels like there's been a lot of heavy burden that's been put on you. Probably since some of you have been born. So this heavy burden, they're telling me that it's time to retire it, because what I'm seeing is the ship coming in, and as I'm asking for greater detail in the image, they're showing me a ship coming in to its final resting place. So you've been buoyant, and it's time to get grounded. Get your land legs, and time to work with some earth energy. Some of you may be starting to learn about crystals or working with crystals. I'm nudged to tell you that if you are, learn about the crystalline grid. Discover someplace where you could be a grid point leader. I'm going to put a plug in for the Whirling Rainbow Foundation. They're wonderful to work with. At the beginning of my journey, in some of the education, I joined up and learned from White Eagle over at the Whirling Rainbow Foundation. So you're being asked to be grounded, to become part of something bigger. Also, drumming is going to be something that, and it feels like it's vibrating in my voice. So drumming is going to be something that might be very helpful if you're at that part in your spiritual journey. Also want to put in patchouli is going to be a very good scent for you, mixing it in with some wild orange. This is going to allow for some manifestations to come your way. So let's pick up a clarifying card. The energy feels really, really good. It feels really, really grounded. And probably for most of you coming in after a time, especially in May, for your birth month, which seems like there was a lot of scrambling, uncertainty, but yet at the same time, there were a lot of options. So the card that's coming for you now is the number 24 card. This is the King of Hearts. But it feels like there's a commitment, a contract that is coming, but it's with an already existing person. So there could be some contracts that come up that get readjusted to benefit you. There could be some lifetime contracts that are coming through, they're ending, and now you and a partner or you and a friend, you're able to be on the same wavelength, so to speak. And I do feel like some of you could really be bridging the gap in the relationship. So the number 24 here, hand in hand, indicates confiding disposition. When in close proximity, friendship will warm into love. When near, favor will be found with superiors. Near 48, financial success. So this looks like it's going to be very lucrative and very positive. So making sure that you're in the receiving mindset here, and know that this commitment that's coming in is going to be a really good one. So if you're also trying to negotiate, this is the time too to use your negotiation skills. So if we're talking about a contract, if one doesn't work, go ahead, re-look at that contract, make another offer. Sometimes people, this is what I'm getting for somebody out there specific, but sometimes people want to know like just how bad you want it. And that's also coming at you with a very grounded person. So some of you may have some dealings with another Taurus, but some could have some dealings with a Scorpio as well. And let's see, I have some Aries energy coming in. I'm also pulling in Cleopatra. So really looking back at divine feminine. There could be some of you Taurian, I'm feeling like Taurian women that may have up to 3 children. There could have been a loss that you've had recently, but I want to let you know to keep your heart open, because there is something really good that's going to be coming into your path. So keep your heart open and keep joy in your life and explore different things, different options. So the next card that I want to bring in here from the Spirit of the Wheel deck is going to be Father Son. Direction, illumination, active growth. So with this, I see somebody becoming active, literally, to activate some and restore, rejuvenate some energy that's been lost along the way. So if some of you out there are looking at starting to run, I would highly recommend doing that. The adrenaline rush that comes with that brings in a whole nother wave of energy. They're telling me it's like turning the page with each step that you take. So also with the number 3, also getting what would be really great to work with and keeping up at the head of your bed is going to be selenite. Selenite is it's just a beautiful stone to use for sleep, to absorb, to protect, and illuminate. So also, I feel as if you're going to also want to use maybe a little bit of frankincense, and I'm getting to rub it at the base of your neck, or actually right at the where your skull ends and your neck, right in that pineal gland area. They're telling me just to use some frankincense and rub back there, and even rubbing on your temples is going to be beneficial because there is a lot of light, censored activity that is reestablishing itself within your DNA. So definitely spending time in the sun. And I also have grandmother energy coming in at this time as well. So this definitely is the feeling of ancient Egypt. I'm seeing pyramids, and that these pyramids, to be able to activate the chakras, doing a breathing technique of breathing in, taking that energy and bringing it all the way beyond the top of your head. And as you exhale out each one of your chakras twice. The first time you'll see a pyramid that's going to be turning, and then the next one you'll see will be upside down and turning above the other pyramid. So within each chakra, you should see two pyramids, one upside down. And just kind of focus on that. So also I'm getting, the color gold, and gold itself, I think it's going to be taking on a new meaning over the next few years. So I am just want you to keep gold within your auric field, keeping your energy clean, maybe really taking some time for yourself and just cleansing your auric fields. So the next card that I have from the fortune telling cards is the number 48. First, we've got double 3 here. And it also signifies to me, if you just close your eyes for a moment and picture ancient Egypt, most of the colors that you're going to see there are gold. Gold is luxury, gold is riches. So I do see that there can be a lot of abundancy, and I really feel this is financially coming for a lot of you. I feel some of you have phenomenal luck as far as attracting money towards you. So this is going to be a huge year that is most likely going to result in, I want to say, an overabundant amount of wealth. So, or this is going to be the beginning of the process of something that's going to bring you a lot of independence, wealth. And for some of you, you may have friendships or partners that are going to be either also together be bringing this in, or it could have to do with your partner. So it's sort of like jackpot. So every night when you go to bed, I would highly, highly recommend just envisioning yourself wrapped in gold. And I do get luxury. And also I want to just highlight one of the things about spirituality that it does give to people once you're starting to awaken and that golden light kind of illuminates you, is it gives you something that somebody cannot take away from you. Not everybody's going to understand it, but you haven't just taken this lifetime to come here and fix things in your DNA. You came here to take what is rightfully yours. And I don't mean this with a egotistical, gross energy by taking something up because you deserve everything. I mean, this is something like a birthright type of thing here. So I see a lot of you within the next year, you may be hesitant to do some big traveling, take on some big projects, but I think within 1 year, you're probably going to be going on a big trip. You're going to be having another, a new project come along. So there's a lot of abundance in this reading for you, Taurus. I do know that right here, if you do read the cards verbatim, as I put them up on the screen, it does show a bit of a loss. This could mean that you're just coming out of the loss and there's a lot of riches, but it could also mean that some of you Taurus energy who may be working with the opposite end of the astrological chart, the opposite side being Scorpio, you may be into some of those really dark addictive tendencies that you have. So here's your wake-up call, if that's where you're at, to cut it out. Like, final wake-up call. This isn't going to apply to all of you, but this is going to be kind of like a very blatant message. So you need to get it together, because there are some people that depend on you. So take the actions that you need. If you've done the work, wow, congratulations. It feels good for you. So the next card that I have here is the Frog Clan, and this is cleansing and healing, releasing. So as you're putting yourself into a new direction of prosperity, this just validates to me that there is a significant amount of clearing that is coming to you. And it probably just happened if things have been in an upheaval or whirlwind. So big message of taking care of your body. So giving it what it needs, taking care of releasing those things that it doesn't need. Adaptation, transmutation. This is what comes up for me when I see this card. When frog animal wisdom is represented here, they're also validating this because it's prosperity and it's good luck. I see some of you as, I'm not sure, I'm nudged to tell you, if you have something frog related, I'm feeling like it needs to go at your door. I don't specialize in feng shui, but I want you to maybe just Google how to work with the frog totem, and maybe some places to put the frog in relation to prosperity and bringing that in a lot of abundance. So that card looks amazing and validating. Okay, so let's clarify this with the fish, number 17. Well, let's have another validation here. The fish is an emblem of riches through stocks, but if distant, foretells future and disaster. So this is going back to what I'm saying. Some of you Tauruses, yes, you're stubborn. So this is not the time to take a stubborn stance with something. And it's the addiction tendencies here. So you've got to be able to take care of those things. Some of you are literally going to be dealing with some heart issues. Some of you may have some nutrients that are missing from your diet. Our heart beats most healthy when we are feeding and giving nutrients to the body. This may be a message for some of you that if you're smoking, it's time to put that up too. But I'm not a doctor. I'm just a reader. So these all look very validating, and because I like to do 4-card draws here, let's see where you're headed. So right now I feel like the Frog Clan is right where you're at. But you're heading into Father, Son. So I've got the Frog's Return Moon here, and this is building dreams, determination, and cooperation. Some of you are feeling guilty about choices that you've made in your past. It's time to release that guilt. It does nothing but hold you back. It's like putting a brick over your whole entire aura and feeling the pressure all the time. So it's time to release that guilt. It is not serving you at all. Take a look at where you're at. Taurus, you're really good at starting anew. You're very dedicated. You're very loyal on so many different levels. But it's time to allow trust to come in from others that are trying to assist you now, and allowing yourself grace and growth. So you are determined and you are building your dreams, and there comes the cooperation where you may have to start learning to communicate a little bit better and a little bit more authentically, and what's true to your soul and your voice, and without any tones or negative connotations to what you're saying. So laying your voice flat out, truth and cooperation. So that's where you're in your full power. I said earlier you might be working with that Scorpio energy, but this is definitely about returning, right, into your energy. And let's take one more card out to end the reading with. Ooh. All right, I've got, again, so some of you may be dealing literally with a marriage here, and if you are in a place where your spouse is wanting to try again, do not let guilt hold you back from doing that, because right here I've got, again, riches. But if some of you are in the process of retrying, if you're in the process of trying to release, it also shows that you will have inherent riches and luck. So some of you are in the point where you really need to try again. Some of you are in the point where you just really need to release. So this is kind of an open-ended here. The story's the same, just some of you are in a totally different place. So ring is also indicating full circle. We also have the King and Queen of Hearts. So take a look at the King card going back in the reading, where there was a connection, a commitment that was being looked at again. So I feel like, you know, a lot of you that are having to take a look at your marriages right now, you know, they're saying come at it with a mature level. You're coming full circle. You know, you've got the return of the moon coming. So building dreams, taking each other at face value, knowing what you've been through, but seeing where you're at and how powerful that you've both become in your relationship. So Taurus, I hope that this reading has assisted you in some way. And if it connects with you, whether all of it or just a little bit, and you want to go further into detail about how you can work with the energies coming into July of 2023, please go to my website. You can book a reading there. That is www.sacredcorewellness.com. It's been a pleasure, Taurus, and be well. Can't wait to see some of you step into that wealth that is waiting for you.